What happens when the funniest guy in the room realizes he's running out of time? Funny People takes us behind the laughter, where fame, regret, and second chances collide. It's a comedy about life and a drama about death where the biggest punchline is learning how to live. Meet George Simmons, a successful stand-up comedian turned movie star. He's rich, famous, and adored, but deeply lonely. Off stage, George struggles with shallow relationships and regrets about his past, especially losing the love of his life, Laura. Then his world flips upside down. George is diagnosed with a rare, terminal illness. Suddenly, laughter isn't enough to keep the darkness away. Meanwhile, we meet Ira Wright, a young, awkward, aspiring comedian working a dead-end job while chasing his dream of making it big in stand-up. Fate brings Ira and George together at a comedy club. George, impressed by Ira's honesty, hires him as his personal assistant and soon, his joke writer. Their partnership begins. George teaches Ira about fame and comedy, while Ira becomes George's unlikely source of support during his darkest days. George shares his illness with Ira, making him one of the few people who knows the truth. Together, they face the fear of mortality while performing stand-up, reconnecting with old friends, and revisiting George's broken past. Ira pushes George to find meaning in his remaining time, while George introduces Ira to the highs and lows of a life in the spotlight. But George's arrogance and bad habits often get in the way. He struggles to change, even with death staring him down. In a shocking twist, George's experimental treatment starts working. His illness goes into remission, and suddenly he has a second chance at life. Instead of gratitude, George becomes reckless, chasing old flames and bad decisions. He tracks down Laura, the woman he lost years ago, now married with kids. Their reconnection is emotional, raw, and complicated. Ira watches as George risks destroying someone else's life, questioning if George has truly learned anything from his near-death experience. George spends time with Laura and her family, trying to rekindle what they once had. For a moment, it feels like he might win her back. But Laura's husband confronts George, exposing his selfishness. Ira, frustrated, finally tells George the harsh truth. Surviving doesn't mean you've changed. The confrontation forces George to face himself, the man who hides behind jokes because he's afraid of being vulnerable. In the end, George doesn't get the perfect Hollywood ending. He doesn't win Laura back, and he doesn't magically become a better man overnight. But he does begin to accept responsibility for his flaws, and his friendship with Ira becomes the one real connection he can hold on to. Ira, meanwhile, grows more confident as a comedian, finally stepping into his own. Funny People isn't just about comedians, it's about the masks we wear to survive. Adam Sandler delivers one of his most powerful performances, reminding us that even the funniest lives can be filled with pain. In the end, the movie proves that laughter doesn't cure everything, but it sure makes the journey worth it. Do you think George truly changed in the end, or was he doomed to repeat his mistakes? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more movie recaps.